Attorneys for the last two remaining survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre of 1921 are now moving forward in their fight for justice. Lawyers for 110-year-old Viola Fletcher and 109-year-old Lessie Benningfield Randle, who were just children at the time, announced plans to file a petition after the Oklahoma Supreme Court dismissed a lawsuit seeking reparations. In the last 103 years, no legal charges against any of the attackers have ever been filed, and no perpetrator has ever been held accountable, despite the Tulsa Massacre being considered one of the worst incidents of racial violence in U.S. history. ABC's Phil Lipoff is tracking this story and joins me now. Phil, what happened at this news conference today?
So, Terry, this news conference today lasted just about 15 minutes. A couple of the lawyers on this legal team spoke, obviously disappointed with the state's Supreme Court decision to dismiss this case, now calling on the Biden administration for help, looking for the Department of Justice to open investigation into that massacre. Toward the end of that media event, the granddaughter of one of these amazing women, these two survivors, said this.
This nation is watching. History is watching, and the very survivors who are depicted on this wall are crying out from the soil for peace, for peace. And this administration has the power to help them rest in peace. So we look forward to a swift decision, and as Mother Randle and the survivors stated, we have nothing to lose.
And Terry, they're saying they have nothing to lose because they've already gone to the Supreme Court in their state, and now they are asking for a DOJ investigation.
Yeah, it would seem that these are actual victims. These are not their descendants of victims. These are people victimized in this atrocity that happened. How did we get here? Tell us about this case.
Well, it is amazing. These two women, so they're the last two living survivors of this Tulsa Race Massacre that happened in 1921. They are 110-year-old Viola Fletcher and 109-year-old Lessie Benningfield Randle. They brought this historic case all the way up to the Oklahoma Supreme Court looking for reparations for that horrific destruction of what was a very thriving black community by this white mob of racists. This is 103 years ago now. The lawsuit was initially filed in 2020 and aimed to address the long-standing economic and racial disparities resulting from the wiping out of that community. The court dismissed their suit, saying that while their grievances are legitimate, they do not fall under the state's nuisance statute or support claims of unjust enrichment. That's the legal reasoning. That's what the court said. But in the end, upholding a lower court's ruling, and still no justice, as you point out, for the victims, these two living survivors, 110 and 109 years old, Terry.
Yeah, it's amazing. No justice, something wrong with the law there. Phil Lipoff, thank you very much.